query is joining. Okay, so what do you mean by SQL? If you remember, I discussed it before that when you have data stored somewhere, you cannot directly access the data uh, as it is. You have to go through a programming language or a language that will act upon the database. Suppose this is your database stored in some storing some data, then users and computer programs will require a language to interact with the database. Okay, so that particular language is called a query language. Okay, basically that is called structured query language. There are different types of structured query language currently. It started with um, basic MySQL. Then Oracle has its own SQL. DB2 has its own SQL. So there are different databases having their own query language, but the underlying concept is same, that they are acting upon the database to retrieve any data that the user requires. Okay, there are different parts of it. I also told this before. First type of language is DDL, data definition language, in which you define the schema or the structure of the database. Okay, that's why the name is data definition language. Then data manipulation language, DML, which does your updates like inserting, deleting, modifying the data. Fine, that is data manipulation. You manipulate the existing data. That is DML, data manipulation language. Then there are here it is not mentioned. Okay, there are data control language which you can find in experiment number 3 in the lab manual. I guess experiment number 3. The transaction control language, data control language, and DQL, data query language. Select and where those commands comes under DQL. Okay, there are so SQL is having 5 different types of languages: DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, TQL. Okay, so the backend is you can read the background. It started with SQL, all those things. Similarly, row is tuple. Is joining. No. Okay, so row is tuple. So a relation is having multiple attributes and rows. Suppose this is an example of database that is from the book that we have already seen: employee, department location, project, works on, dependent. These are the schemas. This example you might have remember from the Navate book. Okay, say employee table. Okay, this one. How many attributes it is having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 attributes, and SSN is the primary key. So how do you create this particular table? The command is like this: create table employee. Employee is a table name, this one. Okay, create table name, then column name, its data type, comma, column name, next data type, next column name, its data type, next column name is data type. Fine, so this is the way you create a basic table. I don't know whether you have done any command or not. But if not, you can get it from here, that these are the queries, or this is the way you write the queries. We will see several different queries in today's class. That's why I kept it 2 hours, because this is a basically lab class, not the theory class. Fine. So create table, table name, column name, data type. Create table, table name is this first one, then parenthesis, opening parenthesis. Within that you have to write all the column name with their data type. Here you see this is a data type, varchar bracket 100. That means what? Here varchar bracket 100 means, what do you mean by this one? Anyone has read this? Varchar. Varchar means variable character. There's another type called character, char. This is varchar. What is the difference? Difference is that if I am writing varchar, okay, if I am in, that means this column name, f name, first name of the employee, f name will have maximum of 100 letters. Okay, maximum of 100 letters it can accommodate. But if I am storing a person name whose first name is only 6 letter, that means it will be allocating 6 unit of space. Okay, even if it can accommodate 100, it will not allocate all the 100 places. It will allocate only those that the f name is having. Suppose f name is a 30 letter word, so this will be allocated 30 units, rest 70 will be not allocated. But in case of char, if this would have been char 100, then entire 100 unit of space will be allocated. Even if you have a ma this column having a value of 7 character or 10 character or 20 character, it will still allocate all the 100 places. That means unnecessary there will be so much wastage. So when you are confirmed that your value is having a fixed number of spaces, then you can write char, like here it is 1 only. That means mandatory one value will be there. But in case of error, that is called variable character. That means you can, the memory will see that how much spaces are to be allocated, rest it will be not allocated. Then another data type is int, for integer purpose, suppose phone number etc, or say employee number. Here SSN is the social security number, that is a numeric value. So int is the character, the data type for integer. Then date is a data type, varchar you already saw, char you saw, int. Then finally you are writing primary key. See the method behind defining a primary key. SSN you have declared here. Here you have also written non-signed, not null. Not null means this particular column SSN cannot accommodate null, because this is a primary key, and you know that a primary key cannot accommodate null. Okay, there is no way you are going to insert a null into that. So it is defined through this, not null. Then again you are defining here primary key bracket the column name. Suppose here SSN and L name combinedly are the primary key. Then here you would have written SSN comma L name. Okay, so primary key is defined here, or there is some other um, commands also. You can also write it here, primary key. But generally it is defined separately, because you will get to know by looking directly that who is the primary key. Here if there is combination of 3 columns are the primary key, you can write here SSN comma that like that. Okay, so primary key is SSN. This is the way you created this employee table. Similarly you can create all these tables: department, location, works on, project, dependent. Okay, no doubt in this, creating a table. Fine. So this is the primary key. Yeah. Since you know that this is a database having multiple relations, so you can all create them under a database. So create database this, then connect to this database, Once this is connected, whatever you create, whatever table you create, that will be under that database. Okay, so this is the way you create different databases, different relations. Okay, then inserting data into the table, the command is insert into table name, then values bracket the values. That is, this is the keyword. Insert into is the keyword, emp is the table name. Okay, so this table is having three different value, three different column, fname, last name and ssn. So this is a keyword, insert into table name values bracket the value for the first column, that is first name is Eric, then comma the value for the second column, that is L name, comma value for the third column, that is social security number SSN. Okay, here you see character. If your column is having a character value, the value has to be followed by or written within single quote. This is the way you mention the character. Okay, so fname and lname are accommodating character values. So insert into emp values bracket start Eric Zittler and this one, followed by, every time you have to end with a parenthesis with the semicolon, then you have to execute it. Okay, so this is the way you created a table and inserted one row into it. This is one row, this is basically one row having all the three values. Say I am writing another insert statement, insert into emp values Eric um, comma null comma this one. That will be fine because the second column can accommodate null, first column can accommodate null. But if you try to insert a null here, that means suppose you write insert into emp values Eric comma Zittler comma null, it will be a error because in this place you cannot insert null. This is a not null concept is there because this is a primary key. So this constraint will be violated. That means it will not be allowed. Any constraint of the database you cannot violate. Once you write a query to violate it, it will be simply error and the value will be null. So here in this place I cannot insert a null because this is a not null constraint has been applied here. Then in order to see what you have insert, you can write select star from emp. Star is all, that means it symbolizes everything whatever is there in the emp table, fetch and show me. So it will be showing all the values present in the emp. Select star from emp, then select fname from emp, that means it will show only one column, the first name. Suppose I will write select fname comma L name, it will show two column. Okay, select ssn from emp, it will show only this column. Fine. So this is the way you write the basic query. Select from where, select from where, that will see. Select column name from table name where condition. So this three keywords are written in order to fetch the data from the table with respect to some condition. We'll see in detail later. So select is for selecting which attribute you require, from which table, which relation, where, what type of conditions you are giving. Based on that condition, data will be retrieved. Suppose your table is having 100 to 200 columns, you don't require to see all the columns at a time. You require only say two column value of two columns, value present in two columns. So you have to mention here that which two column you want. Okay, fine. So we'll see these things today. Relational algebra is a chapter is there in your syllabus that will come once this normalization part is complete. Okay, but before that you can know that what do you mean by different relational algebra operation. Might be some people have read it in their higher secondary, this database concept where relational algebra they might have studied also. So projection is done in the select clause. Projection means finding the columns. Okay, Selection is finding the rows. See here, uh, the star denotes all the attributes. Once you write star means whatever column are there in the employee table, all will be selected. So here you are projecting all the columns of the relation employee. Select fname from employee means you are projecting only one column from the table. Select fname comma b date or birth date from employee. That means you are selecting two columns from the table employee. Okay. Yeah, there is another statement. Remove duplicates. Distinct. Distinct is a keyword. If you use it, it will only show you distinct value present in the column. Suppose I am writing select p location from project. You see what will be the result. Project means this table. P location is this one. How many rows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. If I write select the first query, if I write this one, select p location from project, what it will show? Yep. It will show this Bel Air, Sugarland, Houston, Stafford, Houston, Stafford. All the 6 values it will show. But if you write select distinct p location from project, then it will show only distinct values. That means Bel Air, Sugarland, Houston, Stafford. This two will not be shown again because this was already shown before. So you will get 4 values. If you are not writing distinct, all the values will be selected. If you are writing distinct, only the distinct values will be shown. Fine. Okay. You can also express the arithmetic operations in the columns. Like here, select social security number, salary, then perform some operation on the value of the salary. Salary into 0.327. That means whatever the value present in the salary column or the salary row for a given employee, it will be multiplied by 0.327 and the result will be shown. Okay. Suppose I am saying that show me the uh, 10% of each person's salary. Then I can write select SSN salary into 0.1. That means whatever salary is there for an employee, it will be multiplied by 0.1 or 1.1. Then it will be shown. Okay. Yeah. Now where clause. So this says that a where is used to mention any condition. Condition means like here select star from employee where fname equals to John. That means it will show only those employee data where the first name is John. Say for example here, how many are there? First name as John. Only this. So whichever row meets the where condition, that row will be shown as the result. The first row where fname is John. Rest none of the fname is having the value John. Suppose I say uh, select star from employee where uh, salary is greater than 40,000. How many rows I will get?
2, sir.
2. Yeah. So this way you use the where clause. Here you see select star from employee where birth date is greater than. That means a person should be born after or date means it will be Yeah, it will be born after 1955 and having a salary between 30,000 and 50,000. This way also you can express the conditions. Salary between this and this. Salary is a column having numeric values. So you can write like this. But if you are writing bad date between this and this, that will not be valid because this is a character value. Okay, so salary between this and this or salary into 1.1, that is valid because salary contains numeric values. You can perform arithmetic operations only with the numeric columns. Fine. Up to now, any doubt in the SQL part? No. Okay. Now next part is relational algebra Cartesian product. This one is important. Cartesian product means this is like this example. Suppose you are having two matrices B1 to Bn, W1 to Wn. When you do the Cartesian product, that says that every element of one vector will be multiplied with every element of another vector. So B1 W1, B1 W2, B1 W3 up to B1 Wn here. Then similarly B2 W1, B2 W2. Likewise, you have to mention here. So every element will be multiplied with every element. Okay, that is a Cartesian product. That concept is applied on database also. When you have two database table, say persons and car, if you apply the Cartesian product, every element will be combined with other relation, every element of the other relation. So these are the possible, like select star from persons comma cars. Here when you write like this, no, persons comma cars, that is a type of join. Here no condition is mentioned, so that is why this is a Cartesian product. So you are joining two tables and the result is like this. Yeah, result is Alex with Audi, Alex BMW, Alex Mercedes. Okay, all the value will be present. John Audi, John BMW, John Mercedes, value will be present. Mike Audi, Mike BMW, Mike Mercedes. Or it is represented like Alex Audi, John BMW, sorry, Alex Audi, John Audi, Mike Audi. Here, Alex BMW, John BMW, Mike BMW. Alex Mercedes, John Mercedes, Mike Mercedes. So this is the way you write the Cartesian product. When you are performing the Cartesian product of two relations, all the possible combination of rows will be there in the result. Say I would have two columns here in this relation and two columns in this relation. Still the same thing. Suppose here Alex, another column value is 1. Alex 1 with Audi 5. Alex 1 with BMW 2. So every combinations will be obtained. All the row will be combined with every other row of the other relation. There you get the Cartesian product. But you see, when if you are doing this type of combination, that is a kind of useless thing. That means you are not obtaining any proper result. Why do you require to combine all the rows of one relation with another table? All the rows of another table. There is no justified reason for that. But it started with this Cartesian product only. Means once you join, once you do the Cartesian product, on this result you apply some conditions so that your particular result you will obtain. So that is the concept of join. Okay, so join is nothing but conditions applied on Cartesian product. That we'll see. Yeah, here suppose this where line is not there, forget about this where part, only see this select employee.lname address from employee comma department and compare with this particular slide. Select star from persons comma cars. So star means select everything that you are getting from Cartesian product of persons with cars. So this Cartesian product writing methodology is this persons comma cars. two table names mentioned in the from clause, you get the Cartesian product. Same thing, once you are doing it here, yeah, employee department, this is also Cartesian product. The result you need is employee table से तुम्हें you want L name from the employee table and address. Okay, so these two column you require from where? Now from combination of employee and department. So up to this there was Cartesian product. Then you are applying another condition where department dot name equals to research and D number equals to DNO. Okay, so now this becomes a join operation. This is not a Cartesian product. Once you are having a condition on Cartesian product, then that becomes a join. So you are joining two tables here. See, who is two tables? Who is two relations? Employee and department. Okay. Now employee is having L name, employee is having address. You see the table again. Employee is having L name, employee is having what was the other thing? Address. Yeah. So from employee table, you require the last name and address of the person who is working in department name research. Okay. So tell me the last name and address of the person who is working in department name research. How do you get that? The last name and address of that person who is working in department research. How do you get that? Now I want the answer from all. You have to pay attention to this. This is practical class, you can assume. I have thought of something that you will be doing practical on your own and will be sending me. I will be checking that. I will write the instructions. You have to do the practical and send me that you are doing. So for that I only thought of a practical class, introduction to all the basic queries, so that you can do uh, at least the basic things of database. So that's why we started with table creating. How do you create a table? How do you insert the value? Then what is about the join? These things are very important in initials of database. So now tell me the last name of the employee who is working in research department. That much time you require. What's the problem?
There will be four people.
Hmm?
There will be four people.
It's not audible. Last name of employee who is working in research department. Last name means L name.
Smith, Wong, Narayan, and English. So,
Yeah. Others, what happened? Not interested, then you can disconnect, because anyway the attendance is of no use if you are not listening or not interested. I'll be telling you maybe tomorrow or sometime. You have to do the coding on your system. Install a screen grab. You have to record the that you are doing the coding, a video. Then you have to upload it. I'll be checking that every one of you is doing the coding. Otherwise, there is no way I get to know that you are doing the practicals or not. And without database, we have a situation where because Oracle database was there in the institute, and that is LAN based. We cannot connect from here, otherwise that would have been used. And now you have to do on SQL only, and I don't know how many of you are doing. So that instruction I will write and you have to do. Okay. So what are the last name of the employee who is working in research department? So research department is having department number 5. Okay. Now where department number 5 is there? Here 1, 2, 3, 4. What is the last name of this person? Smith, Wong, Narayan, English. So this is the way you join two tables. You are retrieving the data from two different tables. If I say that tell me the name of, tell me the last name of the person who is working in department number 5, then you can only check this table and give the result, give the answer. This is department number 5, the last name is Smith. This is department number 5, last name is Young. This is department number 5, last name is Narayan. This is department number 5, last name in English. So the answer is there in this table itself. But if I say who is the, what is the last name of the person who is working in the research department, so name of the department is not there in this table. Name of the department is there in this table. So you have to merge or join these two tables now. For that purpose only the primary key and foreign key concept was established for joining. So in that join you are utilizing this foreign key with this primary key. This is the primary key. D number is the primary key in department table. DNO is the foreign key in this table. Okay. So using that you have to join. So the same has been written in this query. You see the query? Yep. D number equals to DNO. This is of the department table, D number. DNO is the employee table. Then department dot name equals to research. This is the table name, department dot column name equals to the value research. So the research department from the department table. So it works like this way. It works always from the, that means this query when you write, it gets executed from downwards. That is where clause is executed first. Then the from, the select clause. So what happens is that it first checks where D number equals to DNO. Which are the rows where D number equals to DNO. So you check which are the rows. D number equals to DNO. Here, this row matches with this 4. This row matches with this and this. This row matches with this one. Okay. Now this match is found. Then again the second condition is applied, that is department number equals to, sorry, department name equals to research. Department dot dname equals to research, only for this. So only this row combination will be kept. This combination with this and this will be kept. Rest these things will be discarded. Okay. So you get the combination of this one with these rows. 4 combinations you will get as a result. On that, again you are selecting last name and address. You will get the result. You will get the result of this join, this row combined with this row, this row combined with this row. But out of all the columns, how many columns you will get as the result? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here there are 10. So 14 columns you will get. But from that, the select clause mentions only last name and address. So only 2 columns will be finally selected. Fine. Yeah. Got my point. First thing is you have to check on which basis you are going to join. The join can always happen between the foreign key and primary key, which are having the same domain. The name may not be same, but same domain. So D number and DNO are the foreign and primary key, based on which employee and department table will be joined. Fine. Then you apply additional condition to filter out the result. That is, you need only the department with name research. So you write table name dot column name. Okay, equals to research. From which two tables? Employee and department. What you need? Employee's last name and address only. Rest all things are not necessary. If you write select star, that means entire 14 columns will be shown as the result. Got? Here you see. This is example. This example is finding employee and its supervisor's name. Okay, this is a tricky example. It is based on self join. That means one relation is joined with itself. I told you that recursive relations, that means a table is joined with itself, a recursive relation. So here what happens is that you have to find the for each employee who is the supervisor. So how it is found? E dot super SSN equals to S dot SSN. You see the table again. Yeah. SSN, super SSN. SSN is the employee's social security number. Super SSN is the supervisor's social security number. So the data is present in this table itself. Okay. So I can say that for John Smith, who is the manager? Now this is the manager. Super SSN is 3344555. Oh, 1 minute. Laptop is not charging. Where I was there? Yeah, getting the super SSN name. That means getting the name of the person. So tell me the supervisor name for John Smith.
Franklin.
Franklin Wong is the supervisor name for John Smith. See, one basic thing is whenever a query is given for join, forget about the database concept initially. First see the relation. Try to find out the answer on your own. Like here you see that who is the supervisor for John Smith. How you get? You are going to the supervisor number. You are getting this number. Then you are trying to find the name of this person. Name of a person who is having this ID, SSN ID. So you are finding it here. Here you are getting that ID. That means this person is the supervisor for John Smith. Okay. So in the same way, you have to approach the query writing. That means first you are finding who is the or what is the number of his supervisor. Then that you are combining with this SSN. Wherever you are finding a match, the corresponding first name and last name you are retrieving. So in the same thing only it is doing in the query. Yeah. See, E dot super SSN equals to S dot super SSN. Here E is employee and S is also the employee, because you are joining the same table with itself. For that you need two different names, because if you write employee with employee, that is having no meaning. So this is called alias creation. E is an alias for employee, S is another alias for employee. So E will be now a separate relation, S will be now a separate relation, but actually they are the same employee table. So alias gives you an opportunity to combine the relation with itself. So you are combining super SSN with SSN. At this side SSN was there and this side super SSN was there. So say this side is E dot super SSN, means super SSN of E table. This side is SSN of S table. So select, combine this to combine the employee relation with itself and find those rows where super SSN equals to E dot super SSN is equals to S dot super SSN. Fine. So you will find only one row. Okay, in this case you will find only one row, because 3 3 4 4 5 5 5 5 will be combined only with this row. Okay, so from that you get to know that what it says, find Franklin Young, no? So the select part we will be writing employee dot f name e dot f name e dot l name s dot f name s dot l name. That means the employee's first name and last name can be obtained from E, and the supervisor's first name and last name can be obtained from S. Okay, so this is the way you do the recursive relation. This is self join. One table is joined with itself. This one was called equijoin. Equijoin because the where condition contains equals to sign. There are some other signs also that we'll see. This is called equijoin. This is called self join. Okay. Yeah, set operations. Set operations we'll see later. This one is rename. Yeah, rename you can do. You can just because when you are writing, suppose I am writing select f name from employee. That means my resultant table will be having only one column. Suppose employee is having 14 columns, but I am only writing select f name from employee. That means I will get only one column f name. The column heading will be f name with all the values. But I suppose I want to change the column heading. It will not show as f name. It will show first name. It will not show the short form f name. Then in that case I can write select f name from employee as first name, or select f name as first name from employee. Select f name as first name. That means whenever the result will come, I will be shown as first name. Okay. Then this one is an assignment. Yeah, here join that I said. First we discussed equijoin, that was having equals to sign. It can have less than, greater than, less than, equals to, greater than, equals to, not equals to type of joins are also there. Okay. Yeah, this query we have seen, finding the employee's last name and address who are working in department research. Here it is an equijoin between the employee and department. Yeah, here you see there are join of three different tables, three different relations: employee, workson, and project. Okay. So it shows that every employee working on the product X project is given a 10% rise. Yeah, you have to find the salaries of every person, every employee, increased by 10% of their salary, who are working on product X. That means a product X is a product of the company. They want to give increase of 10% of salary to every employee present in that working in that product. So resultant table you have to fetch from multiple table by combination of multiple tables. So it requires now product X. No, let's go back to the table. Yeah. First, you tell me that who are working on product X project. Who are working on product X project? Or how many persons are working on product X project?
So 4.
4 persons are working on product X project. How you know?
So the dnum can be used as a foreign key.
Denum. Why you require denum here?
So the dnum and from the employee table we can use the dno. So those are basically
But
the same thing.
department table is not having the information of project. No. Think. I am giving 2 minutes for all. Yeah. Any answer? Any answer? Who are the people? Who are the employees who are working on product X? What? There are how many persons connected now? 21, 23 persons. But not even a single answer is coming. One answer came, that is wrong. See, whatever data is given, directly go to that table. You are looking for product X. So here product X is there. Okay, fine. So this is the project number is 1. Department number may be 5 because one department may be having multiple products. Like 5 is having 3 different products. So you cannot get any specified data from this one. Project number is 1. Every product is having a project number is 1. This is the project number. Works on, an employee works on this project for this many hours. So this is the employee number. This is the project number. Project number 1 is here. Sorry. Project number 1 is here and here. So who are the persons working? This employee and this employee. Only two. So the name of this and this you can get from here. What is the big issue in this? So directly seeing at the table also you cannot say. That means writing the query will be that more difficult. You have to check it from the tables initially. Forget about the query. First you have to find the answer. Then you have to write the query. Here the answer is, first thing is combining projects table P number with works on tables PNO. Okay, that means you will write project dot P number equals to works on dot PNO. So all the rows will be combined with all this wherever there is similarity. This row will be combined with this and this. Okay, got. This row will be combined with this, this, and this. Okay, and you have to add, additionally you have to write that where project dot pname equals to product X, so that you get only one second, so that you get only uh, this particular combination, this and this. Otherwise you will get one combined with this two combined with this, three combined with this and this, 10 combined with this. So all the possible combinations you will get. From that you have to select only those rows where project.pname equals to product X, because you are not bothered about product Y, Z, comparison, this. You are only bothered about product X. Okay, so this is the combination that you require. Then you have to find from that combination what is the ESSN number. That you have to again combine with employees SSN number. So works on the result of that will be ESSN will be combined with employees SSN. So the query is, that's why like yeah, see here PNO is combined with P number and P name equals to product X that you saw. Then SSN should be equals to ESSN. Okay, these are the conditions. Then from which table you are combining? Now employee, works on, and project. And what you require? First name, last name. Then what is the salary? Salary will be got from the employee table. That is 1%, 10% increase is this much. As this is renaming the column name. The column name will be shown as increment of salary. Okay, that much. So you have to go, you have to first find the answer directly by seeing the table. Then the same process of getting the answer is to be written in the query. So first thing you are combining project works on with project based on PNO and P number. Then you are specifying which rows you require. Pname should be equals to product X. Then you are specifying combination should be based on SSN and ESSN. Fine. Then the rest things. Okay, so this is the way you combine three different tables. You can have 4 or 5 combinations also. 4 and 5 tables combined into one also. Okay. Okay, I will take 3 minutes break for one official work. You can take a break for 3 minutes, then we'll start. Okay. Okay, up to this much is for today. We have some work, urgent work of institute. So let's stop it today. Uh, since join is covered, no, I will take project join that 5th November from tomorrow, because that has a part of join will be required there. So you study this join part, then tomorrow we'll see that 5NF. Okay.
So,
Okay, let me take attendance, then we can close it. Yeah, attendance is done. Okay then,
thank you, sir.
disconnecting. Huh? No.
भाई आदमी बिल्कुल